Morning, members. I don't know if that's another member. No, it's not another member coming in, is it? No. Okay, it is 10, just gone 10, so we'll start the meeting. So welcome to the October meeting of Exmoor National Park Authority. Apologies for absence. I've got Jeremy Holton, Robin Milton. Robin's gone to Dartmoor today. Lee Baker, Christine Lawrence. Theo, but Philip and Francis may arrive late, apparently around 11. And Dominic, Nick and Susan have got to do other important things this afternoon. So thank you for that. Declarations of interest, lobbying of members and unaccompanied site visits. So I'll start with me. I did have a letter from a lady called Susan something yesterday. I'm sure we all had it. Yes. Yeah. So take that one as we all had it. Fran, anything? Jeremy? Bill? Mike? No. Nick? No. No.
Yeah, I should probably just declare that I'm the district councillor for the application 9.2, but that's all.
All right. Marcus,
Item 3.2, I'm a community shareholder in the community trust, so will not be attending that item.
Thank you. Laura? And as John said that, I would need to say that I'm the county councillor for the Paracoon planning application. I have no announcements this month, which is unusual, and then item 4, which is the minutes. So can I have a mover, please? Mike, thank you. Jeremy, you happy to second? All those in favour of their correct record? Thank you. And so we go through page by page as normal. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, page 7, page 8, page... Oh no, sorry, that's the next one. That was sorry, get carried away there. Item 5, public speaking. We only have public speakers this afternoon. Oh yes, sorry, yes, I meant to say that when we got to page 4. So from the minute on page 4, minute 30, this is the member appointments for the Exmoor Hill Farming Network. We should only have one member, and I understand that the 2 members that were appointed, which are Jeremy and Mike, have had a chat, and Mike's going to remain for this year, and Jeremy stepped down. So thank you for organising that between yourselves, gentlemen. Beautifully done, I have to be said. And no swords were drawn, I hear. Public speaking, we have no members of the public to speak in the authority meeting, but I understand there's a number coming for the planning meeting this afternoon. And then item 6, I'd like to welcome Ben to his first meeting. And he's going to talk about the external audit plan, and I understand we've got Barry and Liam joining us from Grant Thornton as well.
Indeed. Thank you, Chair. Good morning, members. For my first item with you this October authority. This is a very short introduction to our external auditors, Barry Morris and Liam Royal from Grant Thornton, who are with us via Teams. They're presenting their audit plan for what is the audit of our 2022-2023 Statement of Accounts. Before I hand it over to them, I just need to advise that under Schedule 10 of the Accounts and Audit Regulations, we have published a notice on our website explaining the delay in the our audited accounts. They were due to be publicly advertised by the 30th of September 2023. As the audit hasn't commenced, we are unable to fulfil that, so we've explained in a notice why that is the case. So if I can hand over to Barry and Liam. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. Sorry, just trying to get myself sorted out. We are presenting the audit plan today. So, Chair, as you've just identified, we haven't yet commenced the audit. That's due to a number of factors, and again, the fact that the state of the local audit market means that we're unable to provide the resources at this stage. That said, we have got the audit programmed in. We have agreed that with your Section 151 officer as to when we'll be coming in, and we have completed the planning work that Liam will take you through the detail of. Our intention is that we will complete the audit by the end of the current financial year, which should then put us in a good place to try and get back onto track for the 23-24 audit year. So Liam, if I can just hand over to you.
Yep, thanks Barry. And hello again everyone. Nice to see you all remotely again. So as Barry said, I'm just going to briefly take you through the detail of the plan. I'll largely take it as read. Members will be familiar with the sort of format and structure of these from prior years. There's no major changes in terms of kind of our expectations around your accounts, around significant risks we've identified. And as in previous years, there's no sort of risks of significant weakness identified in your value for money arrangements. So all very smooth sailing as in previous plans. The only thing to highlight on the significant risk is just around the valuation of the pension fund liability, which members are probably already aware. The liability is significantly reduced due to the recent triennial review. We've undertaken the work on the Somerset Pension Fund side to look at that review, which is largely complete. And so we will issue an assurance letter to ourselves very shortly ahead of the audit commencing for Exmoor. On page 12, there is a brief summary of the various prior year recommendations from 21-22. Largely the management responses there from Gordon when he was still in post were, yes, we've agreed with those and we'll action those. We'll obviously follow those up again when we do come to the audit of your statements for this year, just to kind of see what the impact of any changes is there, where they were sort of future dated. And Barry highlighted the logistical arrangements. So the plan at the moment is that we will come in January and February 2024 with a team to undertake the audit, with the expectation we'll complete those within the first 2 months of next year, and look to bring all of our reporting, including the auditor's annual report, when our central VFM team is able to complete that, to a final accounts committee at some point in probably early March. And we'll be in communication with you as to when timing might work for that. You'll see on that slide as well on page 17 around the logistics. It's currently Barry as the key audit partner and myself as the manager. There isn't an in-charge auditor in place yet. And again, that's one of the things we'll communicate as we get closer towards the end of this year is who will be undertaking that work, both remotely and on site over those first couple of months of next year. Other than that, I don't think there's anything massive in the report to highlight myself. Were there any questions that members had that either Barry or I can answer today?
Any questions, members? Marcus?
Yeah, thank you. Just for clarity, you talked about triennial review, but I didn't quite know what triennial review you were referring to when it came to the pension fund liability. And you say about having an internal audit, having an auditor, I think you said auditor in charge. Can you be more specific on a date? I mean, you said the first couple of months of next year. Is that going to end up going into March, or do you think, have we got a more specific date in mind? Thank you.
Yeah. So, turn to the first question. The triennial review, every 3 years, the actuary does a kind of full valuation of the pension fund's assets, liabilities, the expectations around how many benefits they'll have to pay out to future pensioners, that kind of thing. In between times, that data is just rolled forward. So they say, roughly, with the data we have to hand, it kind of indexes up to a certain value, but they don't do a full valuation every year because it's quite a big exercise. In the English local government pension schemes, those are done every 3 years, and the most recent one's done on the data as at 31st March 22, which essentially means it's currently the most up-to-date position it can be. And that can significantly change the liability if they say, there's significant differences in how long we expect people to be receiving pensions, there's significant differences in how much we expect them to be receiving, that kind of thing. So it just changes the valuation in a more impactful way than you might get in between times when they're doing a more sort of general, let's just check there haven't been any major events that have affected the liability kind of update. And then in terms of the in-charge auditor, so as I said, they'd be the person kind of leading the team on site and doing the majority of the kind of audit field work. So the plan at the minute is at the earliest possible point in January, ideally coming in, once everyone's back from Christmas and New Year, to undertake something like 6 to 8 weeks of audit up to the end of February to get the final audit completed. It depends really on the other pressures and other commitments. As Barry highlighted, there's a number of sort of resource challenges across the sector at the minute. So it's kind of when we know we can let you know in terms of the structure of the team. But we'll do that at the earliest possible point, and ideally by the end of this year, so that when we come back in January 2024, our team is ready to go. Your team and your staff are prepared for us to be there, which is always a vital component. And we'll look to get that done in the first sort of couple of months of 2024 and reporting to you in early March, ideally.
Thank you. Mandy.
Thank you very much, Chair. So, getting an expert on audit reports, we have 5 coming through Somerset for the councils this year, so we're monitoring 5 reports coming through. But there's similarity, and a lot of the significant risks are the same here as you would see through your council. So a couple of questions for Ben, if I can. We've heard about the triennial review, and I know that's brought up some challenges with audit reports I've already seen. So have we done some work on that? If we can do it before the auditors see it, it might help save some fees. And secondly, it's the same question around closing valuation of land and buildings, and I know that's caused challenges across all sorts of authorities right around the country. So are you satisfied that we can be as prepared as we can be for that matter? Because I know it's a common issue that's causing challenge.
Thank you, Chair and Member. In terms of the second one, in terms of valuation of land and property, we seek to get independent verification of our asset values on an annual basis. So we are engaged with a valuer to undertake that for us. We've had that completed for the 2022-23 accounts back in May 2023, and for the 2023-24 accounts we'll also plan for that accordingly. In terms of your first question, I mean the triennial valuation in terms of the pension scheme assets, we have valued those in the accounts as we are required to for 2022-23. In terms of the cost basis for 23-24, we have programmed that in and are aware of that. Could you be more specific in your question in that one?
Yeah, it was just that I know it seems some, I think there's material sort of changes in others that I've seen, because it's been quite a difference in the triennial valuation. It wasn't quite, I think, as everybody was expecting it to be, so it's just whether that's already been accounted for within your work.
Ben, I think I can actually help you out here, because I was in the Somerset Council meeting last week, which I think Mandy was also in. We have a number of 21-22 opinions that are outstanding or were outstanding for the various Somerset predecessors. And where the triennial valuation has happened and gives new information about the 21-22 balance, that's into material changes to those old year accounts. For Exmoor, you're doing the current year, so the triennial valuation numbers are just the numbers you're putting in, so it doesn't have, although they are big changes in terms of the pension's value, it's not changing anything that was in the accounts previously. This is the current live set of accounts, so it's less of an issue here than it would have been for South Somerset, where they've had to update their accounts since they first drafted them for it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can see no more hands raised, so we are being asked to receive the report and the appendix. Could I have somebody to move that? Evelyn, thank you. Seconder? Thank you. Mike? All those in favour? Thank you, that's all of us. Next item is our personal update, and we've just had the people that have come to the season leaving us and to end their contracts. And I'd like to say item 8 is now any other business. I have none. That's the end of the meeting.